Today we're going to talk about a case that really shook up a small Oregon city. A scary story that I thought about for years. Think about this. The date is October 16th, 2012, and the city is Gresham, Oregon. The air is clean. It's early in the morning, and the leaves are already turning gold. Whitney Hikel, a young woman of 21 years, leaves her apartment at 6:45 a.m. With her keys in hand, her black 1999 Ford Explorer is ready to go. It's only a 5-minute drive for her to get to work at Starbucks. Whitney works as a barista and is always on time and reliable. She never misses a shift. Then she says goodbye to her husband with a kiss. That's the last time he sees her alive. That's where the mystery of the real crime starts. Whitney never gets to work. The people who work with her wait and look at the time. That 7 a.m. time comes and goes. No Whitney. Her phone will go straight to voicemail at 9:30. Clint, her husband, starts to feel scared. He keeps calling her. Nothing. At 10 a.m., he finally calls 911. There's a problem. Really not right. She doesn't act like this. Whitney isn't the type to just quit. She has a husband, friends, and family. She's been married for less than 2 years. What did happen during those hours? Where did she go? And why did this normal morning turn into a bad dream?
It's always something you see, and it's always distant. And so I'm still processing it. I didn't even know what to think about it. I just hope she's okay. We're doing the best we can to locate her. I hope nothing has happened to her.
The search continues for a missing Gresham woman, and sheriff's deputies are calling her disappearance suspicious. Whitney Hikel disappeared yesterday. She left her apartment.
For Whitney Hikel, it's all very close to home. She was born in 1991 in Portland, Oregon. For her, faith and family were the most important things in life as a child. She was raised by Jim and Lori as a Jehovah's Witness, and that faith changed the way she saw the world. She wasn't showy or loud. Whitney was an even-keeled person who liked to listen more than talk. Friends said she was kind and always had a smile on her face. She wasn't after drama or fame. She was making her life simple and honest. Clint Hikel and Whitney got married in 2011. They had known each other for a long time. They were only in their early 20s, but they had a strong bond. They lived in a simple apartment in Gresham and dreamed of a future together. They didn't have any kids yet, but they thought they had time. It wasn't just for the money that Whitney worked at Starbucks. She liked it, the habits, and the people. She had worked there for years, making coffee, chatting with regulars, and saving money for the next thing that would happen. There were lots of small joys in her life, and it was normal in the best way. Whitney cared deeply about her family and her faith. Her parents were close to her. No one was after her, and she didn't have many secrets. More than anything else, Whitney was the opposite. She let everyone in, and maybe trusted them too much. So Whitney Hikel left her apartment on Tuesday, October 16th, 2012, just as the sun was rising in Gresham, Oregon. It looked like any other day. The next few hours would turn a normal morning into the start of a true crime story that still scares people in this small city. It's 6:45 in the morning. While Whitney leaves, her husband Clint watches. She's ready for work. Prepare your Starbucks apron. Sounds of keys. She gets into her 1999 Ford Explorer SUV, which she has driven 100 times before. The short way to get to Starbucks is to walk through Gresham's quiet streets for 2 miles. She's due at 7 a.m. The same as always. Clint goes inside because he plans to see her later. He doesn't know that this is the last time she waves goodbye. At 7 o'clock, Whitney's co-workers are getting ready by setting up steaming milk and making coffee. Whitney is not there, though. She's never, ever late. The time goes by slowly. At 7:15 and 7:30, her shift lead looks at the schedule and then answers the phone. Don't call or text. By 8 a.m., they're scared. She doesn't act like this. She's the one you can trust. The barista who's always on time. Someone calls her cell phone, but it goes to voicemail. It's not clear to them yet, but Whitney's morning has already taken a crazy turn. Now it's 9:14 a.m., and Troutdale is 9 miles east of Gresham. Something is caught on camera at a gas station. Whitney's Ford Explorer pulls up, but she's not driving. You can see her face through the window from the passenger seat. There is a man behind the wheel. He has dark hair and a normal build. His bank card is used to pay for the gas. After 9 minutes, at 9:23 a.m., the same card is used again at an ATM nearby. 8 minutes between the two transactions. The person who is with her is not wasting time. But where are they going? What's Whitney doing just sitting there? Clint feels like something is not right. It's now after 9:30 a.m. He has been calling Whitney's phone for more than an hour, but hasn't heard anything. All the time, it goes straight to voicemail. Don't text. There are no check-ins. He's had enough. By 10 a.m., he calls 911. His voice is rough as he tells the operator, "My wife is missing. She left for work at 6:45 and never got there." He gives them the car, the way to get there, and her phone number. The call is short and important. At 10:02 a.m., Gresham police write it down and get to work. Officers spread out and check Whitney's path. Her co-workers say she didn't show up. Things get going when Clint calls, but the real break comes at 1 p.m. Then her SUV shows up, left behind in a Walmart parking lot in Wood Village, which is only a few miles from Gresham. The passenger window is broken, and pieces of glass are all over the road. You can fold down the back seats, and the tires have fresh, wet mud on them. It is not the way Whitney left it. It was driven by someone who didn't care about keeping it clean. At about the same time, another clue shows up. A hiker sees something strange on Larch Mountain, which is rough and wooded and 20 miles east of Gresham. It's a bright pink child's sippy cup lying off the trail. It doesn't belong there and is too clean to have been there for a long time. That cup is Whitney's niece's, but no one knows it yet. It's a clue that leads somewhere dark in this mystery that is slowly coming together. When the hiker leaves it, they don't know how heavy it is. By afternoon, the word has spread. Clint calls Whitney's parents, Jim and Laurie, and her sister, Chelsea. They're shocked. She was fine yesterday. She laughed with them and made plans for the week. She's no longer there. Her church also does its part. A lot of flyers are printed by Jehovah's Witnesses from the nearby Kingdom Hall. Whitney Hikel, age 21, is missing. Last seen on October 16th. Putting flyers on poles and handing them out at gas stations, they went out into the streets. People in the community come together, but fear is growing. It's now after 3 p.m. It looks like Whitney is still out there. The Gresham Police Department doesn't hang around. They get 24 detectives from Multnomah County, Troutdale, Fairview, and even the Oregon State Police. Forensic teams are already on their way to that Walmart lot, and the state crime lab is ready to go. From the start, Chief Craig Junginger calls it a criminal investigation. This isn't a case that got away. The broken window, seeing the gas station, the ATM works. They need to act quickly because something is wrong. But it's not just the police. A lot of people from Whitney's church, the Jehovah's Witnesses, show up. A huge number of them. Family, friends, and neighbors. They walk the streets, look through neighborhoods, and talk to people. By noon, they had found the SUV in Wood Village, which is only 4 miles from my apartment. The police are very angry about what they found. A lot of detectives are there, picking up pieces of broken glass and looking for prints. Some of Whitney's things are found in a nearby dumpster. These are small, personal things. The first big break is the video from the gas station. Williams's Ford Explorer pulls up at 9:14 a.m. She is alive in the passenger seat, but not in charge. After 9 minutes, Whitney's bank card goes off again at an ATM. It took 9 minutes between the hits. Anyone who is with her knows her PIN and car. The police begin to wonder if this person is someone she knows. They play back the tapes and improve the pictures, but it's hard to see the man's face. They go back to Whitney's life as a source. Police go to her apartment complex and talk to people who live there. Many of them say the same thing. Whitney wasn't a bother and was quiet and nice. No one saw her leave that morning, but a few people talked about a guy who lives nearby and is known in the community. Not much is known. Only a name is being thrown around. After that, they went to Starbucks to talk to her co-workers. People say she was always on time, never missed a shift. No bad guys and no strange customers. Friends agree with it. Whitney didn't make a fuss. Jim, Laurie, and Chelsea, her family, told the police that she was stable and happy. Even though Clint is a mess, he's helpful and answers all of our questions. The trail is getting hot by Wednesday, October 17th. The search is now bigger. Sandy, Dodge Park, and Larch Mountain. Based on the mud and a tip from a volunteer, they think the SUV went east. The apartment building is about a mile from the gas station and 2 miles from Walmart. K9s search the area. There are no big changes, but things do happen on Larch Mountain. It gets marked because it's pink, brand new, and linked to Whitney's niece. Then, a group of police officers and church volunteers on a search find tire tracks, broken glass, and a license plate. It's from Explorer by Whitney. The forest-covered mountain is far away and a 40-minute drive from Gresham. Why are you here? The police put a rope around it. Get search and rescue to come help. Oregon State Police Forensics. On Thursday, October 18th, things will change again. A mile and a half from a gas station in Troutdale, kids are playing when they find a cell phone by accident. Whitney owns it. ABC reported that one of the kids found Whitney's phone in some bushes outside of the Troutdale Terrace apartments on Thursday night. The phone had a picture of Whitney Hikel as a screensaver, and her family says that she got texts asking if she was okay. The police write it down as proof, but it's more than that. It's a link. The phone is between the gas station and Walmart, which makes the net tighter. Whitney's mother, Laura Lee Rittmiller, told people in the Portland area, hours before the phone was found, to keep looking for her daughter, whom she called the sunshine in her heart.
She just took care of everybody. And I just want you guys to know how grateful we are for any help. It hurts to breathe right now.
Clint, Whitney's husband, tried to say something, but could only say a few words before he broke down and left the podium. Someone steps up that same day. 24-year-old Jonathan Hol is a neighbor from Whitney's complex. He's laid back, agrees to an interview, says he's upset, and wants to help. Holt is married and lives next door to someone who goes to the same Jehovah's Witness group. He tells the police a story. He was on his way to work at a vending company in Portland on Tuesday morning when 2 black men with guns robbed him. He didn't say anything about it. He just cried all day. There's something wrong, but the detectives listen and nod. He doesn't have a clear timeline or details. Jonathan Holt told them, near the end of the conversation, that it was just bad timing, because everything was going on at the same time with Whitney Hikel. They want DNA and prints. He agrees, not a pushback. They watched him as they let him go.
Good morning, Dan. That's right. This is what Whitney Hikel's family and the entire community had feared most. And police say the man who murdered Whitney was not a stranger. He lived in her apartment complex.
October 19th, Friday. The parts fit together easily. Holt goes to his North Portland workplace and throws a gun into some bushes. After that, he throws another gun in the grass outside of Gresham Police Department. Just before I went in for a second interview, the move was bold and sloppy. Detectives jump in. The DUI test results are back from the SUV. The wheel had Holt's prints and DNA on it. His first story falls apart. It breaks him down in the interview room. Says the story about the theft was not true. Then it comes out. That morning, he found Whitney and asked her to give him a ride. They both lived in the same apartment building. After about 5 minutes, Holt is said to have forced Whitney Hikel to have oral sex on him while holding a gun to her head in her car. They were taken to an area near a lake. The police report says that while Holt is talking, searchers are getting closer. Around 10 p.m. that night, they find Whitney's body hidden in a remote area of Larch Mountain. A forest area is off of a trail east of Gresham. The autopsy later shows that she was shot 4 times. It's a sad and quiet scene. They have her, but it's not a win. The car plate, the sippy cup, and the tire tracks. Everything led to this. By Friday night, Holt had been charged with murder with a dangerous weapon. It's easy to see how. The reason why. That shadow is still there. Who is this person? Why did he do that? Holt's DNA and prints were found on the steering wheel, the door, and the gear shift of Whitney's SUV. He told the truth. He took her to Roslyn Lake and then Larch Mountain, where he left her. The confession was cold and easy to understand, and it helped the police get what they needed. Holt went to court on October 23rd. 19 counts were brought against him by the prosecutors, including first-degree kidnapping, aggravated murder, and more. Why do you count so many, since this wasn't a single act? The steps were planned out, and each one was worse than the last. Then who was Jonathan Holt? He was born in Gresham in 1988 and grew up there. He wasn't lost or a stranger. His apartment building was right next door, and he lived there. They are married, don't have any kids, and have a steady job at a vending machine company in Portland. He and Whitney were both Jehovah's Witnesses and went to the same church. They saw each other at meetings and shared a faith. On paper, he seemed like any other guy, quiet, unremarkable, the type of person who fits in with the crowd. There were cracks, though. After that, his co-workers said he might be off. Not violent, just strange and far away. There is no history of crime and no warning signs. Still, something was cooking below the surface. Somebody missed it until it was too late. The reason? That's the shadow that stays. Holt never said the reason. There is no grudge, feud, or history of bad blood. There was only a moment, a choice, and a life that ended. The people in Holt's family stayed away. His wife was shocked and quickly left, didn't defend him or talk to the press. While the Hikels buried their daughter, Holt sat in jail waiting to be tried. Hikel's family greeted everyone who came by and thanked them for being there for them during this hard time. The family said they wanted a public memorial so that everyone could learn about their loss. Businesses in the area stepped up to help by giving the event food and other things. I know I won't be able to say thank you to every single person, but I'm going to try my best because they deserve a thanks, Whitney's husband Clint said. It's clear that it's been hard for him to deal with everything. I'm trying to take it one day at a time, but it's very hard because we were very much in love, he said. It's very hard for me to be at my apartment and have her not doing her little thing. After this, we'll be done, the court case, the sentence, and what Whitney's story means. It's been almost 9 months since Whitney Hikel was last seen in Gresham, Oregon. Today is July 8, 2013. Jonathan Hol, the neighbor who said he killed her, is about to go to court in Clackamas County to be punished. No longer is, did he do it, the question. That much he had already said. It has to do with what comes next, how the system handles such a serious crime, and what it means for a family still grieving over a loss that should not have happened. In this case, there wasn't a long hearing. No going back and forth for weeks. There isn't a parade of witnesses to examine. When July 8th came around, Holt and his lawyers called. Not a trial. He had instead pleaded guilty. The move saved Whitney's family the pain of having to go over every detail again in public court, but it didn't make up for what they had already lost. The hearing was less than an hour long, but it hurt for a long time. Holt sat with his head bowed for almost the whole 50-minute hearing, with his 2 defense lawyers sitting on either side of him. He went in front of Judge Robert H. Herndon and admitted to aggravated murder, first-degree kidnapping, and first-degree robbery. He was charged with 19 counts, but only 3 were proven guilty. This was enough to seal his fate. Holt spoke quickly and shakily in court while staring at the floor. All the things said about me are true, he stated. Because I'm selfish, I took a daughter, a sister, and a wife. I'm sorry for what I did.
I want to say that I'm sorry, but at the same time, I know that that doesn't mean anything. I accept full responsibility for what I did and whatever punishment is given to me because of my selfishness. I have stolen a daughter, a sister, and a wife.
The defense said this wasn't a man trying to avoid taking responsibility. It was his fault, so no one had to go through it. Judge Herndon agreed and told Holt he was smart for not dragging it out. There is no way to erase the fact that someone was killed, and the defense team knew what the sentence would be no matter what. The decision didn't come as a surprise. No parole for life. There was no push for the death penalty in Oregon. The state was getting rid of it slowly, and Holt's plea deal made sure he would stay there. He was given his sentence that July 8, 2013, and would spend his whole life in Oregon State Penitentiary. Not even an appeal or a second chance. It was a clear win for the government. It was something else for Whitney's family. There should be justice, but not peace. More than a dozen of them spoke before the sentence was over. They did not want Holt to die. He had to leave their world, they said. They got life in prison without the chance to get out, but that didn't bring her back. Members of the Hikel family said that Holt's family also suffered, including his ex-wife, who divorced him right after he was arrested. The mother of Whitney Hikel, Laura L. Byers-Miller, said, "Both families had to deal with the unthinkable. He is now 37 years old, more than 10 years into a life that will never end." This is the end of Whitney Hikel's story. Thank you for watching this true crime story. If you want to see more cases like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Share your thoughts in the comments. And until next time, stay safe, stay aware, and keep searching for answers.